next show will start in 10 minutes. The next show will start in 9 minutes. The next show will start in 8 minutes. The next show will start in 7 minutes. The next show will start in 6 minutes. While you're relaxing and waiting for the next show to begin, visit our snack bar. The next show will start in 5 minutes. The next show will start in 4 minutes. The next show will start in 3 minutes. The next show will start in 2 minutes. The next show will start in 1 minute.
right.
All right, we're here.
We are. We are here.
Going to do some film talk.
Some film talk.
We're going to talk about the new Godzilla movie we just saw.
Godzilla.
Al here, Basil, Tom, and Chance.
It's Basil.
Basil.
Why do I want to say Basil?
Because
I do that too. Hey, everybody.
Because that's a herb that people cook with, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, we're going to talk about Godzilla -1. We went to Phipps Plaza today.
Right.
I have not been to Phipps Plaza in forever. It's completely changed from the last time
I don't think
was
I've
there.
ever been. I've never been to the movie there.
Really?
Never.
That's shocking.
But I like that theater.
You've lived in Atlanta all this time and never been to
Yeah,
Phipps.
I like
Well,
it.
I recognized when the way the theater is situated is the way the original Cineplex Odeon was. You had the cinemas downstairs, and then you had the escalators going up to the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the same area, but it's completely different.
Well, they've changed it, though,
Yeah.
because back then the box office was on level 2 and the cinema was at level 3. Now everything's all on level 3.
Right.
And we had lunch at the Johnny Rockets restaurant, which was really good. Good burger, good fries, a malt. They have the best malt milkshake, chocolate milkshake. In the
And you
city.
had
I had a salad with chicken. It was really good.
yeah.
And it was a good price, too.
And I didn't really want to go to Johnny Rockets today, but it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. I had the salad and water with lemon. It was only $8.
Yeah, not bad.
Not a bad
You
deal.
had the cheapest. We all went Dutch.
That's right.
3 separate tickets, and Al had the cheapest one, under $10, $8 and change. Did you tip the lady?
I did.
Good.
Of course I did.
We had a good server.
She was nice. She was very nice.
So we are here to talk about the Godzilla movie, which is we just see the poster right now, which is one of the many posters that came out, and you can see his back and everything.
Right.
And so that's one of the posters that was released with the movie, which I like that poster.
It is. It's a very nice poster.
I don't like the other one, which is white, which is got the
Then
G.
it says -1. Yeah, the G and the -1.
I like that one the best. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Have you seen any of them, Chance?
Yes. I like the one you selected the best, too, Tom.
Yeah, I do too. I like it the best too. And
Well, before we start talking about the movie, I like the movie.
you did like
Before
it.
we start talking about the movie, I like the movie. Okay.
No, I did like it, but I'll tell you why I liked it, and then you can tell me why.
You don't want... Okay, I thought you might want to talk about Godzilla movies in general, or no? I'm not trying to tell you what to
Now,
do.
what
but
was the Godzilla movie that was we saw a few years ago? I like that one too.
That was the first one with Raymond Burr, right? Wasn't it?
No.
He's talking about the one
The black and white one.
No, this was the color one that came out
in back in 2019.
before
Oh,
COVID.
that one.
Before
Oh, okay.
COVID. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one we went to the Plaza Theater here in Atlanta to go see,
That was the very first Godzilla
which
movie
was black and white.
at the Plaza. Yes.
Yeah.
Now that wasn't the one with
Raymond Burr. No.
with Raymond Burr, was
No.
it? No,
No. Why do you keep touching your microphone?
because I don't think it sounds right, but it sounds okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that was
just wondering.
the first one was not with the first one. When was the first Godzilla movie?
It's in the 50s.
Godzilla, 1954.
Okay.
It's in the 50s.
And then Godzilla raids again in 1955. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 1956. And then Godzilla versus King Kong, or King Kong versus Godzilla, I should say, 1962. Mothra versus Godzilla, 1964.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? That monster right there on the right. Tom?
Ghidorah. Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster.
1964.
Yeah. They got silly. The posters were great, but it was a man in a costume. It wasn't
In a rubber
like
suit.
today. Yeah, in a rubber suit.
Well, you said Mothra. Didn't they do a movie called Mothra?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
later on they had Mothra.
They
and
teamed up.
And Godzilla.
Right. Godzilla fought Mothra.
Right.
But Invasion of the Astro Monster in 1965.
Yeah, they got silly.
Son of Godzilla 67. Before I can't even pronounce that one in 1966. Ebba Har of the Deep.
Yeah. Ezra.
Ebera. And then quickly, I'll just wrap up here with these list of the Godzilla movies in history. Destroy All Monsters 1968.
Yeah.
All Monsters Attack in 1969. Godzilla versus Hedorah in 1971. Hedorah. I'm probably messing that up.
I didn't realize there were that many of them.
Oh yeah, there was a ton of them.
Godzilla versus Gigan in 1972. Godzilla versus Megalon. I remember that.
Yeah.
In 1973, Godzilla versus, there was a mechanical Godzilla, a robot.
Yes, yes. But see,
Mechagodzilla.
But see, in this movie, which is the most current, well, there was another incarnation which had Broderick Crawford was in it, I think.
Broderick Crawford?
Yeah, and the Godzilla had put a bunch of eggs in Madison Square Garden, and the eggs.
I don't remember
Yes,
that.
yeah, I got the cup holder. I bought a cup holder from who had those cup holders? Was it QT or somebody had those cup holders? I still got one, and I don't remember what the movie was called.
So I'm not hogging the mic. Will you continue with the list of the movies of Godzilla throughout history? Start with this one.
Yeah, you go ahead.
You can do
Well,
it.
finish your thought about the eggs.
But I don't know. That was a more current incarnation of the Godzilla series, but it was Americanized, and it was panned by the critics greatly. I remember going to the theater to see it with my son, and it was okay, but it wasn't great. And Godzilla had a totally different look about him. He had more of a jaw that jutted out like this, and it wasn't a real popular Godzilla movie. Then there's this one that has kind of tried to go back to Egg One, where they try to make it more serious and more likable. So, and the effects are great and blah, blah, blah.
Well, the current Godzilla -1 is it's post after the Hiroshima.
But
Hiroshima, yeah.
But what
Hiroshima.
But what other Godzilla movies were there that you were?
Almost done here. Terror of Mechagodzilla in 1975. Then there was a pause until 1984, with the Return of Godzilla being released in '84, and then Godzilla '85. Remember that one?
Okay.
Raymond Burr was in that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
then-
that one. I saw that one.
Anyway, there was one in 1989, one in 1991, 92. Let me just get to the more recent ones real quick. Godzilla, one in 93. I won't even mention the names. It's very boring. This is kind of interesting. 1994, Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
See, they got silly.
Yeah. In 1995, Godzilla versus Destroyer. And then Godzilla 2000 in the year 1999. Godzilla versus... I can't even pronounce it. It doesn't matter. But there's one in 2000, one in 2001. Godzilla, Mothra. And I'm just going to jet ahead because this is really boring. But the one you were talking about, Al, we saw Godzilla, King of the Monsters in 2019. And your buddy worked on the sound.
Yeah, my friend Eric worked on the sound. But that was a good one. I liked it. Did you see that one, Tom?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
We liked it. It was action-packed.
It
and
was.
then Godzilla, the Planet Eater in 2018, the year before that. But that's like the list.
The Planet Eater.
Yeah, see, I can't even pronounce some of those names, so I just mentioned the years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Godzilla, the King of the Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
That was an awesome one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was really good. I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
We should watch that. Now, there's no time.
No,
We've
not
been out
tonight.
all day, and we got things to do. We're going to watch a Flintstones at the original commercials, but I digress, on 16mm film I brought over. Oh, yeah, Tom, you can hold that up.
It is right there.
Now, I really like this. Godzilla versus Kong in
See,
2021.
Already smell it. Smell it.
Yeah.
Already. Oh, no, already it smells.
It's smelling better.
Yeah, look, smell it.
When I got here, there was a hint of vinegar. And when a film smells like vinegar, it means it's going to start biodegrading because the
it's
chemicals are breaking down used to color it.
See, it already smells better.
I was keeping it in this
smells
film
better.
can, and the fella said,
Wait,
Tom specifically said, take it out of that can.
Yeah, don't keep filming
Just
that
for
can.
half an
It can't.
hour, and it'll
The
make a
film,
world
the,
of difference.
the film can't breathe if you keep
Yeah,
it in
it
the
can't
can.
breathe.
It needs to get air.
Basically, I had we're here to talk about Godzilla, but we're talking about other things.
I know.
I had a Humphrey Bogart film, and it came, and boy, did it reeked. And I kept it out in the film rack for a long time, and
You kind of like
it kind of
went away a
dissipated.
little bit. Yeah.
I recently sold the film. I sold it for a good price. Got in, said nothing about it smelling. So I don't know. It's a mystery. Where's John Gilbert to answer the questions when we need him?
We'll have to-
Mask, how'd you sell it? Facebook, Marketplace, eBay,
yes,
what?
Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook. Yeah.
By the way, there's already another Godzilla lined up for next year. Godzilla X.
-2.
Kong.
No, it's just kidding.
Godzilla versus Kong, the New Empire. Or it says Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. But
And they'll find out a way to work the Planet of Apes in there, right?
We saw that trailer.
The
Before,
trailer was good.
Actually, the trailer looks pretty good.
Yeah. I can't say the same for Aquaman,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Tom gave me these high tops a couple years ago with Godzilla on them. I wore them for the event.
Yeah.
Big look.
So here's the problem with ordering off of online. Basically, and this shoe has got Godzilla on the sides of it, and it came. I ordered the right size, but because they're from Japan, it's too small. I think this is a size 12. And what size shoe do you wear?
10.5.
I guess they have small
But they
feet
fit
over there.
fine.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying there's an
10.5
example.
men is what I wear.
Yeah.
That if you order something and it's from Japan, make sure you order it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
They're all tiny like me in Japan.
Is that what it is?
Well, getting back to Godzilla -1, it's a Godzilla movie that takes place after the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, and people are really in turmoil because of what happened over there, and so and then to top it all off, they have Godzilla that came back.
Yeah.
And so, but I thought the movie, it's more of a human story than it is just a basic Godzilla movie.
Right.
Now,
it's not all Godzilla destroy.
the
kill
action
Tokyo.
scenes with Godzilla are fantastic.
Yeah, they are. They did a
I
good
mean,
job.
Godzilla looks wonderful. I mean, it's just really good. And, I like the part because about he was kind of atomic. He had radiation when this fins came up, and of course that's a throwback on the bombing of Hiroshima because everything became radioactive.
Right.
And so, but it's a human story, and it takes place about the struggles of the people that survived, and then on top of all that, Godzilla shows up.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was. I knew there wasn't a lot of Godzilla in the movie. I mean, as far as destroying and whatever, but the parts that were there were done very well.
Well, that's what made it so good because they didn't overdo it and they didn't underdo it. The scenes when Godzilla was on screen were great. They were really, really good and well done.
Yeah,
and I even liked the score. I liked the music.
Oh, you did? I hated it.
No, I like the music.
It was terrible, in my opinion. But we'll get to me later.
But I'll let you know it's in Japanese with subtitles.
Right.
It's not. It's not.
And I'm sure they'll come up with it. Well, they might come up with an English version. I don't know.
I prefer to see a movie in its original language. Subtitles don't bother me.
Same here.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd rather watch a movie in its original.
Well, unless
language.
that's
instead of like this. Hey, Al.
Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, look, it's Godzilla.
But that's the problem I've got with a movie for the people that can't read English or read subtitles very well. You're going to be lost, like I was. I can't read subtitles. I can't read English.
Poor thing. I just feel so bad for you.
I didn't have good teachers. I was able to keep up. I'm kidding. So I enjoyed the movie. There's some. Here's the thing. I hate to call it subculture, but for the lack of a better word, I will. But there's a subculture of Godzilla fans out there that not only in Japan but all over the world. Even in Atlanta, Tyler, who bought my ticket,
he was in the movie today. Yeah.
But there was a couple of other guys at work that just love Godzilla, and they got Godzilla decals on the car, and they've had them for years. It's not like now they're all of a sudden a fan. They've been a fan ever since they were little. And I remember as a little kid going to see the Godzilla versus King Kong at the Paramount Theater. My dad took me and my brother to see it, and I remember seeing it. I remember liking it, but I'm not an engrossed fan like some people are, and some people really supported this movie. And all the reviews I've read have been very positive.
It's got a lot of great positive reviews.
Some say it's the best Godzilla movie of all time. More than one critic have claimed that. I take issue with that. We'll talk about it when we get to me.
Which I don't know that it is, and it's all subjective anyway. It's subjective whether you think it is or you don't think it is. You may have an opinion of it. I've got an opinion of it. Chance has got an opinion.
Well, it's done very well. It was made for less than $15 million,
and it shows. Except for the stuff with Godzilla, that was well done. I think.
You tell me it shows. How does it show that it was less than $15 million to you?
I thought it was very slow, very boring.
That has nothing to do with the price of the movie.
It means there's less action. Absolutely, it does. They couldn't afford to have many action
No,
sequences.
it was
with
done
Godzilla.
on purpose. It was done that way because they were trying to tell a human story. I mean, and Godzilla was part of the human story after, we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. It was trying to tell that story. And Godzilla came along after that. And he was radioactive because of the bombing. They weren't trying to make an action movie. It's not
Well,
an
that's
action.
why it's low budget.
It's-
And also
it's
the
not,
music.
No, it's not an action movie.
I'm just answering your question. Why you asked me a direct question. Why do you feel it shows that it's low budget? Lack of action.
But
It's not that kind of movie,
It's
fine.
not supposed to have a lot of action. It's.
I'm
it's
answering
not,
your question,
It's
all I'm
not.
doing.
It's not that. It's not that kind of movie. It's a human story.
That's all academic.
And
but-
Godzilla is part of the
But,
human
but,
story.
but all the other Godzilla movies prior to this one have been all action. Have been.
That's
they-
right.
They've
but
kind of overdone it.
And they got kind of silly, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah,
You
they
know,
did.
I mean,
They
how
did.
many times can you see him stomp on a building?
And that's why I say
But when-
they're trying to go back to number one here and just give Godzilla his due diligence by not making it all, hey, this attack and destroy.
But I like the human element of it. And then when Godzilla was on screen, they did a fantastic job with it because
Yeah.
he looked great.
Yeah, they did.
Except
you
his
know.
head was too small.
No, he wasn't.
I thought he looked great too, and I love when he nukes up to
Yeah, he
fire
nukes
his
up.
nuclear weapons out of his mouth instead
Right.
of the fire.
That's a nuclear weapon.
It's
and
a
boom.
nuclear burst of light,
Yes.
and it looks fantastic. It
Oh,
really
they did a
does.
great job with that.
They absolutely did.
Yeah, it's you'll be entertained. I mean, it's
I
you
think
know
some people are going to be bored.
Well, it's a little
Big time.
it's slow in places, but I just like Oppenheimer. I didn't like Oppenheimer for various reasons.
Oppenheimer.
I thought that movie was slow as all get out.
Oh yeah,
But again, that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
you
But
absolutely. are.
why do you
Yeah.
have
Yes,
to
sir.
go see a movie to see action? I mean, why do you have to see stuff destroyed all the
It's
time?
about expectations, and people expect to see a lot of destruction. And the movie is called Godzilla, and he's hardly in it.
but
We might as well been called
But,
Godzilla Zero.
okay, how come-
Not Godzilla minus
how
one?
co-
Call
how
it
co-
Godzilla
how-
Zero.
Well, Godzilla minus one is Godzilla. It's one.
But
He's
how-
in, like,
well,
he's in it negative
How come
1%.
it's getting raves from everybody, even the fans?
Because it's so
even,
different. Because
Even,
it's so
the
different.
fans, it's different.
Because it's so different.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Well, just let me know when I can give my review. Keep
Well,
going.
let's watch a quick trailer
Okay.
first before you give your review.
Okay.
And let's see what it. Give everyone a chance. I'm not sure which. I think I've got a couple of trailers here. So let's look at this one and see what it looks like, and we'll go from there.
All right, play the trailer.
こりゃなんだってんだ。我々しかこの国の未来を切り開くことはできないんだ。
あの怪物の生態は未知のことが多すぎてあいつの未来を守ってやりたい
One.
All right.
All right. So
That's
that's
a
kind of
great trailer. And you see at the end where his fins came up?
Yeah.
That was
Where
when
he
it was
nukes up.
but you'll,
nuke it up.
but
yeah.
you'll notice the trailer showed nothing but action.
Well, yeah, that's
Thank
what
you, Tom.
But I'm just pointing out the fact that I was expecting more action than was there. Is all I'm gonna say.
I loved it.
I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. Will I ever watch it again? I doubt it.
Oh, I will. It'll be a Blu-ray. But I liked in the beginning when they were on the island and they were,
Yeah.
And they heard this noise. They didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was Godzilla coming in from the sea.
Yeah.
But I loved it when he came on land and he grabbed the people. Instead of eating them, he just threw them.
Yes.
He would pick them up and just throw them like that. It was great.
That was good.
That was a great, instead of eating them.
It is a story of redemption too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute.
So, Chance, what do you think about the movie? Now that we've kind
Okay.
of given our brief opinions.
I liked it, but in a word, overrated. It's overrated.
You don't have to
big
shout.
time. I'm sorry, it's overrated. It's overrated. Let's just be honest. The Japanese generally don't make good movies. They don't make great movies compared to France, America. They just don't.
Well, that depends.
This one was
Akira
above average.
Kurosawa, the great directors, made a lot of great movies from Japan.
This one was above average, and I did like how they were making that analogy. I mean, they were showing the horror of Nagasaki and
Right.
Hiroshima, the terror, the aftermath. I thought that was great. From their perspective, because this
Right.
is a Japanese movie.
Right.
Whether, we know what happened on December 7th, 1941, a day that will live on infamy,
that's
that
true.
led up to those events.
That's true. You're
we
absolutely
won't go
right.
there.
But in the movie, the Japanese, in the movie, they didn't even say anything bad about America.
No, they did not.
No.
And it's beautifully shot.
Yes,
Let me just say some positive things. I thought Godzilla, to your point, did look great. I just found, just to me, I thought his head looked kind of tiny. I don't know.
That's the way it was originally.
Well, his head's always been a little bit tiny. If you look at the old
If you
Godzilla
go
movies.
to the one that I was talking about in Madison Square Garden, they made his head bigger. I think it's what made him not look like Godzilla as much as what we saw today.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
I thought it was predictable. I thought the ending was predictable. I won't spoil the ending. I thought it was very, very predictable. There's a character who survived the Holocaust with a child that's not hers, a love interest, if you will.
Well, some people did survive it.
And on that
Yeah.
island,
Yeah, of
there's a
course.
guy who did not fire, and a lot of people feel
Well,
he was a coward. He was supposed to be
Well, he
a
was a
kamikaze,
kamikaze.
pilot.
But the story is around him. It's about him.
It's about his redemption.
Right.
And he feels immense guilt. He
Right.
feels like he's responsible for the death of everyone
Correct.
on that island.
Correct.
Because he froze up. He couldn't.
Right.
He couldn't.
Now, I know you're going to disagree with me big time on this. I thought that the woman, the survivor, shows up with the kid was just a throwaway character. I thought she was just.
She's not a
plot-
major part of the movie.
she's
Of
not.
course, she's
No,
not.
but later on, does she die? Does she not die? And then this whole bit where his friends are like, "You should marry her. Why didn't you marry her?" I just thought that was. It's like none of your business, fellas. I thought that was weird.
Well, that was them trying to add a human touch to it.
But I thought it failed. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I was lost in translation. I bet in
Maybe.
Japanese it's probably
Yeah,
beautifully
maybe.
acted.
Maybe.
And for me, it was lost in translation. But I liked it. It sounds like I'm a negative Nelly here, but I want to say the kid actor wasn't particularly good. Where she was crying, it's like, and for a while in the movie, you think that the woman that rescued the kid, who's not her biological mother, is dead.
Right.
And so they say, "Your mommy," she's like, "Where's Mama?" Translated, "Oh, she's went to work. She's
Well-
going to be at work for a while." And the kid goes, "Ah!" I mean, there are good child actors that are naturally good. I thought that was.
That's minor.
That is a minor
is so
complaint.
That child is not on screen hardly at all anyway. So.
It was like Tom said. I thought it was a little bit slow and a little bit boring. I'm sorry. I just did. Now the good thing is it's in color. I went in thinking it was in black and white and subtitled. And I don't have a problem with subtitles. And I love Japanese. You know, I'm a big fan of the Space Giant, Spectre Man,
Right, right.
Ultraman, all of that stuff.
Right.
So, and when I say the Japanese don't make great movies, that's not a hateful statement. I love Japanese artwork.
Well, the movie
it's
is
so
doing,
bad, it's good.
It's doing quite well at the box office overall. And
It is. And it's getting great word of mouth.
And they're going to re-release it in more theaters, I think, as time goes on. But like I said, I thought the movie looked great. It was it's in scope, and it just looks. It's got good sound.
Everything's in scope.
Well, not everything, but it's got. I like the music in it, especially on the end credits. And Tyler was so funny, when the credits started rolling, they're all in Japanese. He said, "You gonna sit there and watch the credits?"
Well, Tom was cracking me up the whole time because at one point, I'm going to spoiler alert. Of
No,
course,
no, no,
of
don't
course,
get-
Godzilla dies, And there's a really awkward scene where, I guess it's an honor thing because the Japanese are honorable people, and they all salute the monster that destroyed their town. And I look over at Tom, and he's doing this salute to the movie screen. You had to be there; it cracked me up. But it was a really awkward scene where it seemed like it went on forever. Where these guys are standing, like the military, Japanese military, are saluting
the
monster.
They were just showing some respect for what they have done. You know, they got rid of
But
Godzilla.
it played like they're respecting the monster. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think they were respecting the monster.
Yeah, I don't think they were either. But
that's not how it played out.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I think it's again lost in translation.
But it's not a spoiler. I mean, Godzilla dies in all the Godzilla movies anyway. Basically, yeah, right. So it's no big deal.
And they magically bring him back somehow.
And it's just so predictable. The kamikaze guy does a kamikaze mission to destroy Godzilla. So predictable.
This might be a spoiler, but if you were watching the movie when in the ocean Godzilla was sinking down.
Yes.
To the depths of the open, you saw him reforming. You saw.
Well, that's
why I thought it was all a waste too. Yes,
they're
setting up next year's movie.
Don't say anymore because you're giving too much away. But yes.
but you know, I hope there is a sequel. I thought there.
Well, there is. I just announced. I see there's going to be one next year.
Right.
They already set it
from
up.
the same director.
Did you notice? I'll tell you in a moment. When I stop running my mouth and let you speak. But I thought when he died, when he cracked apart, they inject him with what was it, nitrogen, to make him sink. Godzilla.
Yeah.
And when he comes up and he breaks apart, it was like Clash of the Titans when the Kraken breaks apart. In the movie you both hated, we all saw.
But you remember
Godzilla
kind of heals himself too.
Yeah,
that was a cool thing.
He has this ability.
Good.
He has ability to heal himself,
like Wolverine. That was cool.
Yeah.
Because all
spoiler alert! You guys should have said spoiler alert.
Well, I figure everyone's already seen it. It's a Godzilla movie. This isn't, you know.
Yeah, but you know, I like the way he can regenerate himself.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the Chariots of Fire. It's a Godzilla movie, so
yeah.
But I'll look that up and see if it is the same director real quick.
I think the addition of Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean in the movie was bad taste.
Adam Wingard is directing this one.
Kidding.
Sorry.
Funny.
Adam
What did you
Wingard?
say? Yeah. You know who that is?
Yeah, but he was a director.
It says Adam Wingard is directing this guy. So he's an American.
Oh,
no, it's
that's
not.
a mistake.
It's not the same guy.
That's a mistake.
Did you have some scenes from the movie on the? I thought you loaded some scenes up. No, you didn't.
The director of this one, that's a different director. It's probably an entirely different production, entirely from what we saw today. Takashi Yamazaki.
There you go. That's good.
Yamazaki.
Yeah.
Yamazaki. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a car.
He
name.
directed it.
It's a car name. I drive a Yamazaki.
It's got really good sound. You know, when the monster's on the screen, the sound is incredible.
But again, I mean, he's not in it that much. But when he is in it, it's great.
But I like that. It's just like if you go back to see. Remember the movie Jaws? Of course you do. You don't ever see the Jaws until halfway through the movie.
Well, that was a reveal. No one had seen Jaws. That was a Peter Benchley novel at that point.
Yeah,
but that's a good point.
But this is a very different Godzilla from all the others. It's totally different from what the other ones are.
You honestly did not find it predictable or trite.
No, I figured that. I knew the ending. I figured it out. I just didn't say anything. You know. But
you knew that he would live.
But did you figure? I think that a throwaway scene was the girl.
Absolutely.
Don't say anything about it.
Okay, sorry.
But the girl.
Yeah. At the end, you mean?
At the end, but there was a girl at the end, and I just don't think that was even needed.
I know.
Well, she got
was so corny.
But she got.
Don't say.
Remember,
anything.
she got.
I know.
You choose not to reveal it. You don't think we should spoil it?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to.
Because some people will be amazed by that.
But it never. But see, it never indicated that she died.
Yeah, it was.
No,
it was implied.
You just know she kind of got blown away.
Hey, look how she got blown away. Because that was a nuclear blast. This girl got wasted in a nuclear blast, we're led to believe.
Well, maybe she survived it.
When he looked down the street, there was nobody there but ashes. I mean, it pushes him into an alleyway. That was like a Indiana Jones in the refrigerator moment for me.
Another spoiler alert.
Sorry.
I
piled on. I'm sorry, Tom.
So a rating from, say, 1 to 10, I give it an 8. You?
6.
6.5.
I liked it better than you guys did. I enjoyed it.
Tom has a review he's going to read later. Or
No,
something.
I had a review, but
You lost it? Oh, it was so good.
There's some reviews that go in
Over the top with praise.
Over the top. I mean, you're right. It's over the top, and I'm going, okay.
But you know,
and that goes back to what I said earlier. There's some fanatics that not fanatics.
A lot of Godzilla fans liked it.
That's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier. And basically, there's some people that would have liked it even if the movie had 100% stunk.
They have blinders on.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right.
Even though
Marvel stuff,
you
I'll
say
be
it was
honest.
slow in parts, but
God, it was very slow.
When Godzilla was on screen, it made up for all of that.
That's a good point.
I mean, it really filled in.
If you hadn't fallen asleep to that point where you sleep right through his return to the
I
big
fell
screen.
asleep once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was tired. What can I say?
You didn't fall asleep. You were sitting there mumbling the whole time.
And props to Tyler.
I think I mumbled to Al maybe twice, maybe 3 times, and he said, "Shh." So if you ever go to a movie with Al Hardy, don't talk.
Don't talk. I like.
Don't. Matter of fact, don't even look at him.
Al was crying.
He's quiet at the end.
He was crying.
Al
The big
cried
tear.
at the
I'm
end.
kidding.
I saw you reach up and you did this.
That's what. And Tyler even noticed it.
And
yeah.
Tyler, we met Tyler. That's Tom's coworker. Really nice guy.
Really nice
He
guy,
met us there.
What part did you find so touching that made you cry?
Oh, you guys are funny. You're funny.
He liked the reunion.
Was
at
it
the
because?
end.
Wait a minute. Was it because you didn't? You couldn't read the credits.
It's not a crying movie, but you know, Tyler was funny. He says, "You gonna sit there and read?" Because you guys were getting up, you know, and I was still. I always like to.
But the credits were in Japanese. You
That's
couldn't.
what I'm saying. I always like to watch the.
Well, I was trying. I would go.
Yeah, when Tom left, he was in a really funny mood. He's talking in Japanese gibberish to the AMC attendant. This nice
and
black
he didn't even
gentleman.
look up at me.
He didn't even react. Tom goes at him with a cup and goes, Suwasa!
And I pointed, and he just kept looking at.
He was looking at his phone.
Yeah, the theater we saw it in was theater number 6. It wasn't a big theater, but it was very comfortable.
Yes, it was.
It's a nice theater.
The seats were very nice, and my only complaint is if you fully extend your seat, and if the person in front of you has fully extended their seat,
that is true.
Your feet hit their seat.
I think it's because it was a smaller theater and they had them closer together than normally.
They should fix that.
One thing about the soundtrack, because we disagree on this too, I swear, gentlemen, and I think you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a scene, this isn't a spoiler, but where the failed kamikaze, who is guilt-ridden, confesses to the woman living with him.
Yes, he does.
Right.
The music sounds like the beginning to Christopher Cross's song "Sailing." I swear to gosh, and it was the same repetitive notes.
I never thought that.
If you go back and listen, think of the Christopher Cross song "Sailing."
You'll have to check with him because he's going to buy the Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, he already
I'm gonna
committed
get the
to
Blu-ray.
it. But the soundtrack, I just didn't think it was very good. I thought it was too. You hear the same notes again and again and again in many parts of the movie, and that's.
Was it a great score? No, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
Now, if the Blu-ray, because it will probably be special, if it has the English translation track on it, is that what you'll listen to, or you go back and listen to the Japanese soundtrack?
Japanese soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't. Dub movies don't. I mean, they just don't look good to me.
Hey Sarah, she just texted me. I'm watching in California. Hello Sarah.
Well, you know,
My Flock YouTube channel. She's awesome.
Well, hey Sarah.
So, Sarah, call in.
She texted me. Al, you won't see it. It's not a comment.
Oh, okay.
She texted me directly.
So if she's watching, give out the phone number, Al. What's the phone number?
Yeah, call in, Sarah, if you want. Please, 678.
615-7560.
Have you seen it, Sarah? If not, that's okay. You can still talk Godzilla. Maybe you have something to add to the
So once
conversation.
again, the number is
67. I don't even know my own phone
Here, I'll
number.
text it to her. Wait.
678-615-7560.
you don't even know your phone number. That's great.
I never use it.
Listen,
except when I'm here.
I've got to ask you. I'm sorry. I've seen it all day long. I've got to ask you because now I can see it. What is this hanging around your neck with a label here and a label there? What is that on your you hang around your neck?
This?
Yeah, that leather.
It's a scapula.
It's
She said text the number.
Scapula.
What?
Which is
It's a Catholic thing.
Okay.
It's a protector.
I didn't know what it was. I
Yeah.
saw it and I didn't know what it was.
It protects you.
Oh, okay.
The priest gave it to me.
It didn't protect you from my onslaught about
It
going to a
protects
movie.
me from people like you. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, is your phone, tell us on? Can you hear phones? She's probably going to call in.
The phone will ring if she
That's
calls.
great.
Right?
Because sometimes it's not.
That's
connected.
great.
Where are you going? What you?
No, he's
Look at the phone number. I didn't want to bother you and interrupt your conversation.
Oh,
Didn't want to interrupt.
so the movie. Now, how long was the movie? Because it seemed like we were
2
there.
hours and 5 minutes.
I was going to
looked
say
it up.
it seemed like we were there for a while.
Yes, and they had so many previews before.
no. Actually, they didn't have that many previews, in my opinion.
Yes.
No, I saw one good trailer that I want to go see.
Oh, I do too.
The Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
the new one. What was the other one?
ISS, the ISIS, where they see the
That looked
nuclear
cool as
explosion
heck.
happening on Earth, and they're up in space.
These people are trapped in space where there's a nuclear war breaking out.
I mean, the
What a
premise,
great premise.
Yeah, that
the
does look good.
premise
That
sounds
looks
good. Whether they can make a 2-hour movie out of that, because
And another movie I want to go see is
International
Argyle.
Space Station.
Argyle.
Argo, yeah.
You know, had the Elvis song at the end, Suspicious Minds.
By the way, we're drinking Lipton tea.
I was going to protect. Before I took a swig, I wanted to mention you gave us
Lipton-
these, Tom. How
Lipton-
nice.
This is really good tea.
And it's Georgia peach.
Georgia
tea.
peach tea. And actually, it only has.
I'm assuming you can get them everywhere. made by
It's only
Lipton.
got 25 carbs.
Yeah.
Where
it's
I
tasty.
like Sundrop, and a can of Sundrop has 48 carbs.
Really? Well, you know what? Not to get off the subject, but I drank a regular Coke for the first time the other day.
Not a Coke
Do
Zero
you know
with the
how-
sugar?
With the sugar. That's her. Do you know how many grams of sugar it had in it? 65.
Wow.
65 grams of sugar.
65. Hello. Who is this? Hello.
This is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Nice to hear you.
This
Hello.
is my friend Sarah.
If you want to hear her, you're going to have to put on a headset.
Hi.
Hello. Hey, I had a question for you. We're going to talk about this later. Do you remember getting the Lifesavers storybook in your stocking for the holidays
Yes.
at Christmas? Okay. What ticks me off, I talked about this off air with the gentleman, is you used to get on each side, there's a delay, I'm holding it up on camera, I have one right here. Tom's holding it up.
I remember that. I
You used to
remember
have
those.
like 6 rolls on each side of the storybook, and there would be different flavors like butter rum, wild cherry, wintergreen, green, I should say, pep o mint, and then they had like a tropical fruit. Well, now all you get are the 5 flavors on one side, and I think there's one less roll. Anyway, I'm just so tired of these cutbacks.
Yeah. As I told you, I'm surprised.
Agreed.
I'm surprised that the rolls aren't smaller, or the candy
they look-
hasn't
they look
gotten
the same
smaller.
size,
They look
really.
the same size.
You mean the rolls themselves? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the rolls themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, Sarah,
Have you
you've
seen
got
Godzilla?
Did you see Godzilla, Sarah?
No, I have not.
I liked it more than these guys did. I thought it was a great story, and I thought Godzilla looked fantastic on the screen. And, of course, Chance says, well, it's not enough action for me. Of course, that's coming from a Marvel geek. So, there you go. But it's nice to talk to you and meet you. Thank you.
Hey, Sarah, have you seen
nice
any
to meet you, too.
Have you seen Godzilla movies in the past though?
Oh yeah, of course I did. I saw the with the Puff Daddy song in it. That one. I saw that one.
Oh yeah. Right on. Well, hey, what's going on in California? Is it nice and sunny? What's the weather like?
It's rainy.
It's rainy.
It's I don't know if it's been raining here. I haven't looked outside, but last I looked, it hadn't rained here. But it's humid as crap here. I'm very humid right now.
California's humid? I thought it was dry in California. What part of California are you in?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was, was dry out there most of the time, but I guess not. They had
Well,
those
it's been
storms
raining
coming
a
in.
lot,
Yeah,
so,
the storms coming in.
Yeah, they've been getting.
Well, I'll look at the weather app here, and it says that this is an update. There's an update. It's going to update any minute now. Any minute.
Are you from California? Have you lived there all your life?
Yes.
Wow. You ever come back east?
I've been to Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and Mexico.
Wow.
That's
You haven't been east at all then.
Nothing east of the Mississippi, anyway.
You haven't even been to New York?
it. No, I've never been there either.
Oh, wow.
It's 61 degrees here, and it says that it's 74% humidity.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Tom here, he's a director at the Weather Channel. Basil Chesterman right next to me here. So
Yeah,
we're
so-
weather geeks here.
So that's good. That's good weather you're having there. Up in Seattle, it rains all the time, but we won't go about that.
I made one trip to California years ago, and I went to L.A. and stayed there for a while. I went down to San Diego there for a while. Went up towards Oakland and stuff. But my one trip out there, I liked it. This was a long time ago, though.
And you
really
saw taping of the Hollywood Squares. You saw like 5 or 6 episodes taped back to back.
I went to NBC and watched the taping of the Hollywood Squares. They did 5 shows in one day.
Yeah.
And all they did was they took a 15-minute break, and they changed, clothes.
Yeah.
And while they did that, they had like a comedian come out and talk to the audience and keep them warmed up.
So what is your podcast about, or what subjects do you like to cover on your neck of the woods there, out in California?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk about anything and everything, from aliens to movies to comic books to animals to absolutely nothing, to be high. Who cares? Anything and everything.
Okay.
And she's got birds too. She has 3 birds.
How
at her house.
how often do you do a podcast? Is it on a regular weekly basis or bi-weekly, or how often are you doing?
I try to do it every Tuesday.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm gonna wait till January. Just it's holidays.
Holiday break.
I'm gonna take some time and hang with the fam.
So- So what was
Yeah.
the one? What was the one yesterday? What was the one yesterday about? And how long do you go on your podcast?
Oh well, see, that's a trick question, because I've done 20 hours before
Whoa!
on my own channel, and I've also on other people's channels. I've gone for like months at a time. So
Wow! I
She
thought
streams
Chance-
movies too. She's going to do the Star Wars Holiday Special public domain movies.
Right.
She'll stream it live and stuff. And yeah, she interviewed me last night, and but she shows funny videos too. We were critiquing Vin Diesel acting like an idiot at a movie premiere.
Yeah.
And it's just comedy. It's funny, and
Well, cool. Well, where can I find your podcast? I guess I could ask Chance. I mean, where are you on all major platforms, and YouTube and Facebook and?
I recently nuked all my social media because my dad just got put on hospice.
Oh wow!
And
Sorry
I need
about
to spend more time with the fam in general. So, but I am on YouTube. I'm there. Chance can give you my links. And
Okay.
Stuff, but
All right.
yeah, I'm there. That's where I'm at mostly these days.
And she's
Yeah,
so sweet.
keep it
She
simple.
watched my Superman the movie entire 5+ hour podcast live.
Well, see, she's 3
Well,
hours
she's on
behind.
20. Well, she's on 20
It doesn't matter.
hours.
She still invested over 5 hours. And then the next day, when I thought it was going to be down for 3 days because
Right.
of clips I showed,
Yeah.
it wasn't, but I thought it was. I was like, I still want to go live and talk about Superman the movie on the 45th anniversary. She was there for that too, for those 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Well, Sarah,
So,
how
What a
Chance?
nice. And she listens to Fistful of Radio, my music show on Fistful of Radio, retro music cuts.
Yeah,
What
I
a nice
listened
lady.
to Superman on there too for another 800 hours.
Well, how Chance and I and Tom all got together. Chance and I used to work together in radio over at Cumulus.
Right.
I worked production, and Chance was hired in the sales department, and that's how I met Chance. And so I worked there. Well, I worked in radio for a long time, but I worked for Cumulus. It was 7 years, and then Chance came along in the sales department, and we found out that we both collect film, 16 millimeter, and we became friends. Well, make a long story short, they sold 106.7, the news talk station, and Chance and I got booted out.
But then we worked again at WTZA
And then the
in
small
2020, but then
AM
COVID shut that down.
Then we went to WTZA. It was an AM station here in Atlanta.
But
I
we were
was
on
there
air
too.
there, all 3 of us,
Yeah,
doing
Tom was
our
there,
weekend,
too.
the Nostalgic Pod Blast together,
Right.
Saturdays live.
And then
a little bit.
what happened was, during that COVID hit, and we got let go from there. So, and then I was talking to Chance one day. I said, "Why don't we just do a podcast?" And that's how it all began. Chance,
I
and
think
doing-
or might have been in reverse.
No. You were over here. I said, "Well, let's just do a podcast," because I had my studio.
Okay, yeah, all right. And
You
then
know,
and then now I run Fistful of Radio,
Yeah.
streaming out of
So
Atlanta.
that's how Chance and I hooked up. And then Tom came along in the third show. Was it the third show?
second.
I can't
Yes, the third show.
Third
The
show.
third Pod Blast back in 2019
Right.
about the honeymooners.
Right.
And then he joined our team
Right.
back then.
Yeah.
And we've
So
had
that's
fun together
how
ever since.
that's how it began for us.
Yeah.
So. And
But then we kind of had a fall. You and I had a little tiff, and then he started his own podcast called Nostalgia Rewind.
Yeah.
but now we're together and we're friends
Yeah.
and we're all good.
Well, I have my own Facebook page.
And then
Let's mention bad.
Yeah,
Tom's.
he has a. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
So, so you're going to take a break from because your father, bless his heart, is in hospice, and it's the holidays, and so how do you guys out there celebrate Christmas? Do you put the Christmas trees and the decorations? I've never been to L.A. during the Christmas time, so there's people put fake snow all around and everything, or how do you do it? Because the weather is usually pretty nice out there.
Yeah, I know.
So it doesn't feel like Christmas.
Well, I live in a little place called Hemet, and it's pretty ghetto out here, so they don't do much.
Well,
and as far as the family goes here, we have had the the drive to have a Christmas tree or any of that kind of stuff for a long time. So, everything changed in my life when my dad's mom died in '98, and nobody just wanted to do Christmas like we did before. So it just never was the same.
right. Well, I hope it gets along okay. I hate to hear that. So like I said, I don't know you that well yet, but give my best to your dad.
Same for me, Sarah. And I want to thank you for all the support and for having me on your show last night. We had a lot of fun with that Vin Diesel clip and other stuff. And
How long did y'all go last night? How long was it?
2 hours. Sarah,
Yeah,
how long did we go?
2.5
hours or something?
What?
How long did we go last night? 2.5 hours?
It was 2 hours and like 15 minutes or something like that.
Okay. It wasn't 20 hours.
That wasn't too bad.
It was a small one. It's quite a bit of views too. So
Good.
Now, what kind
No
of
credit to me, that's for sure.
What software do you use? You use StreamYard like Chance does for your podcast?
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we use OBS system here at my house, and I use Restream to distribute to different platforms. But they're all good. StreamYard is good, OBS is good, and Restream is good. So it all depends what you get used to.
Yeah.
And Sarah, Al also has something that's really cool. He's paid to do as well. He does Music for Your Life, which is out of California, and it's a music program.
Yeah, I do a radio show for Music of Your Life. I've started doing that again. So, and I do it from home.
And Tom and Al worked at Turner years ago together. Tom was a director.
That's how I met Tom.
Yeah, and Al was in like the audiovisual department.
The film department.
He was in charge of all the films, and you wouldn't believe all the films he got to take home
Yeah.
legally. But he got like every Lost in Space, every I Dream of Jeannie, every Bewitched. I mean, on film.
They were going to throw him out. So I said, I was there at the right time.
This guy has movie posters galore, Sarah. His collection is incredible. I mean, and music, oh my gosh, so many 45 vinyl records. He has jukeboxes filled with them.
That goes to my days in radio. I used to get promo copies and stuff. Because back then we played records. We didn't have computers to play our music or CDs. It was all on 45 records and albums.
Yeah.
So, and we used to get promo copies.
So cool.
So, well, listen, we need to do a show with you sometime again, and then
She's
maybe
really nice.
maybe I'll get StreamYard and we can have the cameras and stuff set up.
Okay.
Because I don't think OBS will do that, but it's a little more complicated with OBS. And I like that software. It works out real well.
Sarah, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. And thanks for letting me call. That's awesome.
Oh,
Well, listen, just hang out and watch us. We'll be here for a little bit longer, but stay in touch, and I'll get your YouTube link from Chance and watch your show.
All right, cool. Then maybe we can set it up for January. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds
well, listen,
good.
thanks for calling, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
All right.
talk with you later,
sounds
Sarah.
good.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Okay,
sir.
bye-bye.
Bye.
So all we need now is John Gilbert to call. John Gilbert, are you listening? John? Hello, John. Are you out there?
Yeah, he's John's running film back at the Terra. Well, they're running
Napoleon. Right?
Napoleon in 70 millimeters, so he's there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think, and on Sundays when they run it in 70.
And you said it's only 10-minute reels.
It's
I'm
11
sorry.
reels, and each reel's 10 minutes.
Wow.
That's a lot of work,
That's a lot of work.
you know.
Wow.
But yeah, the Phipps Plaza Theater, they have laser projection, but I really couldn't tell the difference between a regular lamp and then a laser lamp. I didn't see much of a difference. Did you?
No, there's
Now it's got
The
great
bulbs-
sound.
The bulbs last longer on the lasers. Is all I know.
Yeah.
I'm not that well educated.
Yeah, they do last longer because a lamp for those projectors is several $100,
Yeah.
if not more than that.
Yeah,
You know,
they're quite expensive actually.
even for my Epson projector, they're not cheap. They're about $200,
Yeah.
150, 175, something like that.
Well, that's good.
I got to give you props, Al, because after the movie, usually you like to linger around and try to sneak a peek at the projectors and talk
Yeah.
to the manager. But we got in and out of there quickly so I could get us out of that Atlanta traffic and rush hour and back here.
Yeah, Phipps
the
Plaza is actually it's in
Buckhead.
It's in Buckhead, a suburb of Atlanta, but in Buckhead, Buckhead has changed so much. When I first moved
It's
to Atlanta,
overdeveloped,
it was just I used to go to bars down there and stuff, but now there's just nothing but high-rise buildings. I mean, it's like
Phipps Plaza is kind of like the Beverly Hills, if you will,
Yeah.
of Atlanta, that shopping district, although it's been
well, they got
plagued with
Tiffany's and
crime.
all those high-end stores there.
Yeah, but inside, Tom and I were joking. We went by a jeweler, won't mention the name, and there's a picture of, what was it, like a bird made of diamonds?
Yeah.
And
Who wants that?
exactly.
It's Tiffany's.
Well, yeah,
They have a Tiffany's there.
Yeah.
So it's a rich person's mall.
it is.
And from the personnel, did you notice how many AMC personnel were actually there? I counted at least 5. And it's the theater's not that big. Whereas WebGen near us, if you see 5 people, good for you.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't. I don't know.
A complaint. I don't like how they had the popcorn under heat lamps. It wasn't being fresh pop like at my
I like
AMC.
I like to go into a theater and smell the popcorn
And
and
you
see
can
the
smell
popcorn
it.
and
You could
see the
smell it,
popcorn.
but
Yeah, you
it's
can
like,
smell
how long
it.
has it been sitting there? That's what I don't like.
Now show them what you bought.
Oh,
yeah.
I got a deal on this. I think Chance did too.
Well, yeah, it's for my niece. She's not watching, so it's one of her Christmas gifts.
You want to show it?
And we all bought it. We
I
gotta be
have by
honest.
Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Al is
Look at that. Look at
a
that.
secret Swiftie.
Look at that.
Al is a Swiftie.
And they had a metal bucket tin for popcorn as well.
But see, they were selling these for $1.
Only $1 slash
$1.
price because it
No
was
popcorn, but no
originally.
popcorn, nothing in it.
Nothing in
in
it.
it.
It's just the cup. But you don't have to get a drink. You buy the cup for $1. Go over to the cup.
That's what I
Yes,
did.
you
Get your drink.
Hey, that's
It beats paying $6
Listen,
or
what do they
$7
call
for a
it?
Coke.
Freestyle Coke. That's what they get.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's what they get.
I got in there without buying a ticket.
Yeah, you got it. Taylor bought your ticket. Or
Tyler bought
Oh,
the
yeah.
ticket, but if you recall, Tyler had not gotten there yet, and we all just went into the
Let's
thing.
wandered in. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. But the
So
only
they
reason I
need to
bought,
beef up their security.
Well, there's my movie ticket. I actually bought a movie ticket.
no, I
With
got
a
the
gift
ticket
card.
too. I saved mine. But
No, Tyler bought the tickets.
Yeah.
the only reason
We didn't sneak in.
I got this because it was $1. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I got that for $1.
Well,
It's a nice go.
what else would you buy if it's only $1? I mean, that's your motivation. It was $1.
It was $1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Chance got free popcorn, and so he
I'd
put
buy
some
that
popcorn.
for $1.
So he bought some popcorn and put it in here for me.
I did, and I filled my Taylor Swift with soda.
Well, I asked the guy for a water cup, and I went and got a Coke in my water cup.
I do that every time. You know,
Yeah.
I guess technically that's stealing, but again, I think that freestyle, I don't like the freestyle system. I like the old school. I'm just old. I like things the way they used to be.
Like they give you the Coke.
Or even like at the Touch Cinema, they don't have freestyle, but they have you put the cup against the little dispenser, and I don't know, I don't like that machine. And a lot of times it'll be out of the flavoring I want, like cherry Coke or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be out, not properly serviced or whatever, but that's what I do. I'll get water. And I do want to mention, not to bring the show down, Jason Wood passed away. I just found out. He is called into our show, and he's been on my, when I did a solo show, I just found out he's deceased. And he was on the show if anyone was out there watching.
Yeah, he
Probably
wanted
not-
to give me a haircut.
he was
Yes.
he offered to give you a haircut,
Right,
and he went to a Jim Gossett comedy show with my friend Hunter Golson and I a few months back, and I'm just shocked. I don't know what happened. I don't know the details, but it's so sad. As we get older, people just drop like flies. And this has been a tough year with all the celebrities that have died in 2023. I used to do a year-end wrap-up in memoriam. I'm not doing this. It would take me 24 hours
Yeah, it would. It would take you a
to
long
do
time.
justice to each of these.
Well, speaking of people passing away, I mean, I was really sad to see Ryan.
You mentioned Ryan O'Neal again?
Yeah,
I'm
but he
cheap.
was a movie star.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he was.
I remember watching his movies when I was going to the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and so
Paper Moon.
Yeah, and he's just plus he was just a good actor. He got started in the TV series Peyton Place on television back in 1964.
Well, you're going to do a show on that.
Yeah, I'm going to do a show on Ryan O'Neal.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was a true movie star.
Is Marty going to do it with you, or are you?
No, I'll just do a solo.
I didn't know.
My friend Marty wants to do a show. He's a big fan of the Twilight Zone. We've done, but he wants to talk about the Twilight Zone.
We all did one on Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits. That was one of our better shows we did as a team. At your house, at your fabulous studio.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching Outer Limits on Roku channel.
Which is now in boxes.
They have them. They
Anybody
have
want
them
to buy
all
a
over
studio? We got RE20 microphones, booms, lights.
A board.
You can donate
A set.
them.
You have a piece of Weather Channel history, or was
Yes,
it Turner?
I do. I took
That
the
big
Weather
old
Channel.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, when you get back to work, tell Tyler to check out the show.
Oh yeah, he was so generous. He offered to buy me candy. He's like, and I was, no, I'm good. He's so nice.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's all that freelance money talking. Tyler?
It's what?
It's freelance money's talking.
He's a cameraman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was nice to meet him. He was
Yeah,
a nice guy.
he's a good kid. He's a good guy.
He was a good person to see a movie with. He didn't talk
Did he like
too much.
Godzilla? Did you? I didn't ever
Yeah,
ask him.
he's one of those fans that like Godzilla.
But he was laughing a little bit. I mean, I don't think with a couple parts at least. And I
Yeah,
could be wrong. I
yeah.
can't speak for the man. I'm
No,
just
he was.
interpreting.
Right.
You
No,
know,
he was.
he was having a good time.
Yeah, he
Now,
was.
you told me he went to see it by himself, but he fell asleep.
Yes, well, that's
'Cause he was
because
tired.
That's because he just come off a freelance gig, and hadn't had any sleep. You know, had a couple hours sleep.
But also some of
But
the
he went with some of those people from work
Right.
that really like Godzilla, and they went on a Wednesday night and saw it, and he fell asleep. So that's why.
Did he go to Phipps Plaza?
No.
No.
Heavens no.
Somewhere else.
No.
But there are some scenes that will put you to sleep.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
that
go to
could have been
sleep.
part
I
of
was,
it, too.
I was perfectly fine. I wasn't
Yeah.
tired of it.
I enjoyed the credits. All
You're a
right.
funny guy.
That's about all we got.
We got
to
to.
talk about.
Yeah, we want to watch this Flintstones together with the original commercials that I brought over on film.
Yes. Correct.
And then Tom's got to get back to his better half.
The old.
Are you
host-
gonna?
I was about to say Ball and Chain,
Flintstones?
but
I'm going to try to stay and watch the Flintstones if I'm invited.
All right.
I would love to go to the logo, but I can't see because you're fat head.
I'm out of the way.
and we showed all the clips and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks Sarah for calling in. Thanks for
Sarah.
watching, everybody. And
Yeah.
Friday I'm going to do a Pod Blast live at 7:00 Eastern Time about Norman Lear sitcoms. You know, all of them, All in the Family, Jefferson's, Maude. Going to do it all justice.
Cool.
Hopefully I won't go 5 hours. I'll try to
Well,
keep it to
Sarah
3.
went 20. I thought you were the king, but now she
My
is.
record is 9 hours. No, 7.5 hours.
I don't say you do it.
All right.
Okay, good. All right. We'll see you next
See ya.
time.
Caffeine,
everybody.
legal drugs. That's how I do it.
Bye.